Nah, that ain't gonna work. Alright, hey, how's it going, everybody? It's your boy Big Ball Holding Company. And it's been a hot, what is this? July 3rd. What time this video gets posted, I don't know when it's gonna be. Should have used a different tool for that. Yeah, I don't know if I said this in previous videos. The only real complaint that I have about the Han 9 while it's still in testing is that it does have a factory, or not a factory, it does have a mil spec trigger in it, and it is a solid 7.5, 8 pounds. And I'm not a trigger snob, so you know, like I said in previous videos, I'm good with a 4 or 5. You know, trigger that's around about 5 pounds. That's where I would usually like them, sweet spot, unless it's on a precision rifle. Then I want to try to get it down to like 3. I don't like 2 1-pound triggers. It just, you know, they just feel unsafe to me. So, you know, grabbing something that has a solid 8-pound trigger, it's just off to me. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to do some no cost. I don't want to say no cost. There's a cost to everything. We're gonna try to do some no cost tuning on this trigger to see if we can't get that down a couple of pounds. If I can get it down to 5, I'd be happy. It's probably gonna take a lot of work, but you know, I've always heard, you know, if you go in and you polish up everything, you know, and here's the other thing. I did a lot of research online. I could go online and probably buy a match trigger that's going to drop this down to like 5 pounds and call it a day, right? But again, there's a cost to that. And what I'm trying to do is, you know, since this is the budget channel, I'm trying to show you guys that, you know, with a little bit of time, patience, and elbow grease, you can save yourself for a lot of money on crazy stuff. In fact, you know, this weekend, I've been seeing all the 4th of July sales pop up, and I could easily buy a drop-in trigger for this thing off of, you know, not even shit, straight from retail prices from a vendor. And I might just have to freaking take this. I think I'm gonna have to take this grip off from a vendor. I can grab a drop-in trigger from a vendor for like shit, like 60, 70 bucks. Right? So for me to sit here and want to do this is just, like I said, to show you guys that it can be done. I am not going to do this whole thing on video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the movie magic, because this is going to take probably a minute. Because the thing about doing it yourself is that you got to take it apart, you got to do the work, you got to put it back together, test it. If it ain't right, you got to take it apart, do the work. And I'm not going to bore you with that. There's plenty of videos out there on how to you know, do this work yourself. But like I said, we're going to get this down to the bare bones. We're going to get these components out, and then I'll probably pause it every now and then to kind of show you the work that I'm doing. All right. So with that said, 3 minutes in already. I'm going to go to work on this thing. All right. So quick update just to kind of show you where I'm at, what I'm going to be doing. Surprisingly, this is a drop-in flat trigger that I had, you know, sitting in my spare parts bag, and that looked like that already been polished up, and that's probably why my AR runs so smooth, because the work was already done. But what I did was I used the OEM hammer from the Panzer. I mean, not the Panzer, from the Han 9 with this, and this hammer has not been polished at all. So I might be able to make this a very quick job. I'm gonna go look through my components and see if I have an already polished hammer, and I might be able to knock this out quicker than I thought. Okay, so a quick check of my components. I actually did have a polished hammer. And what we're going to do is, since I got it all apart, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to clean these up. I'm going to give them a new resurfacing and a new polish, reassemble it, and see if I got this down a couple pounds. It should be a quick job. Well, before I even get into it, the tools used, like I said, if you haven't looked this up, a very fine honing stone. It's got to be pretty flat so you don't change the geometry on the catching pieces of the hammer and the you know, the catch where it catches on the edge of the trigger. And sometimes I'll just go right across the edge to remove any burrs, because I can see on this one there's a little burr. You probably can't see it with this poor lighting, but there's a little burr right there on the end. Try to get those all cleaned up, buffed down, polished up. I got some green polishing paste and some mother's paste. Give them a nice, clean, shiny surface. Put this back together and see if that does anything. And if it doesn't, I also have a set of reduced power springs that I don't use, because reduced power springs mean that, you know, it doesn't have the same hammer weight or hammer power. And what happens is that if you're using military ammunition with the harder primers, like harder pistol primers and harder rifle primers, it will not go off. So we're not going to go to that yet, but we'll see what we can do with just a nice cleanup and a nice polish. All right, don't know if you can see this too good on the camera. Lighting's horrible, but I have polished these up to pretty much a mirror finish. Removed any scratches or burrs that was in there prior to me doing the polishing and mirror finish on there. Let's put it back together and see what we got. See, we got a lighter trigger pull. All right, let's give it a little pulley pull. See what we got now after it's all polished up. Hell yeah. 5 pounds. 5 pounds. You see that? Less than 5, actually. A little bit more than 4.5. Still one more time. Yep, 4.5 pounds. So I dropped that down 4 pounds with just a polish job and about an hour's worth of time.
Gunman, baby.